Okay, so welcome everyone as the music fades out to the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Xstreamed and Geek Battle YouTube channels and a bunch of other places. Check it out because we have Facebook and Twitter, X accounts and all this other jazz going on. So you can see the show in a lot of places. You'll be able to hear the audio version of the show on your favourite podcasting platforms. Just look up Geek Battle, you'll be able to find us. And today we're going to be discussing all kinds of stuff from the world of geekiness, and we'll also be finding out who is this week's Geek of the Week. Now, on the show tonight, it looks like we have the cream of the crop, but unfortunately the riffraff may eventually arrive. But starting us off, Andy, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact if you have one.
Okay, what's up, people? Speaking from New York City, born and raised in the Heights. But my geek fact, I don't know if it's a geek fact, but I just found this out last week. I love the court shows. I watch court shows all the time. And, you know, you always think they're popular in America and then outside the other country you find it. So I caught on to Judge Rinder. I never heard of this guy, but he's very good court shows, so that he's been on for at least 8 seasons and was on for a week over here, so I was watching it episode after episode, and I really liked it. So I do want to try to catch up on that, but do watch a lot of the American court shows, which I love, and yeah, so it's always interesting to see. There's some crime that happens outside the America. Who would have known?
Wait, there's crime that happens outside America?
If you can believe it.
No. Look, guys, we invented crime. We're the UK. Look, we had Jack the Ripper before you were even a country. I don't think that's quite accurate, but it's not a million miles off either. So
that's fair, but we've ramped it up. We've definitely taken
it over. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Okay, so definitely going to get a bonus point there, Andy. Now, Gerald, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact.
Hello, everybody. So, my random geek fact is going to be very funny, but sadly I don't have a picture and I was looking for it. So there is a life-size Android version of the science fiction writer Philip K. Dick, who is famous for, now I lost it, Android's Dream
of Electric Sheep,
which was for the movie...
Total Recall?
The movie was. Yeah, no, not Total Recall.
What is that then? Isn't that one of his?
Ford. I think it is one of his, but yeah, got it.
Well, let's find this out.
A life-size android was built of Philip K. Dick by a gentleman named David Hansen.
Blade Runner. My bad. Keep going.
Yes, Blade Runner. There you go. Yes. And this life-size android version of Philip K. Dick has been christened Robo-Dick.
Wow.
But I do not have a picture, sadly.
Okay, Philip K. Dick, so it's a statue?
Well, it's an android, but I don't know if it's an android statue or what exactly, so I was trying to track it down and didn't get too far on it.
Let's see if I can have a quick look for that. I don't think I can find it. Well, there's statues, I don't know, like, I'm just being careful because I've searched Robo-Dick on the internet, and I don't want there to be sunk on the screen that I haven't spotted. But
yeah, that was my trick too.
Yeah, this looks like this might be it. If it's not it, is that the thing?
Yes, it does look like it. So that is Robo-Dick.
Robo-Dick on the internet.
In its glory and splendor.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm just scanning the screen to make sure I don't need to quickly switch the whole stream off and delete the video. Oh wow, there's only 3 of us on here, and bring it in full screen is a little bit, it's a little close. Now, that is awesome. That is definitely worth a bonus point there, Gerald. Now, I still believe, deep down somewhere inside that Capelthave and Dev may be joining us, so you may not have to be up close and personal with us for too long, audience. But we are going to get on to some of our hot takes. There is definitely some news that's worth discussing. I'll see if I can show you this. Apparently, I've been seeing something for the last few days about that this may be the Superman costume for the new movie. And so let's see if this is, and obviously this is just a render. This isn't David Corran sweat. But apparently the new Superman costume may look something like that, which would indicate the red knickers are back, guys. The red knickers look like they are returning. Thoughts on this?
It's definitely going back to sort of the original Superman movie. In the shoulders and stuff in the cape, you can see some of the elements of when they killed off Superman and brought back some of the, what is it, fake Superman or whatever it was. It looks a little bit like some of their stuff. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it looks all right. The belt is a little bit Wonder Woman-ish for my liking.
Yeah. Yep, that's fair.
You know, and I don't know, like, what do we make of this? It's got like, especially if you're listening on the podcast, so like, there's like a weird, I mean, it's a V rather than a W, but
thing.
Yeah, some weird wrist things going on there. It's like he's lost his Apple Watch and has still got the strap on. You know, but
I'm not a big fan of the S that he has because I think it's a little too high. I prefer it a little bit lower, personally, but
a little bit lower. It's on his chest.
Well, it's like above his chest, so it's like it's usually here in most cases. At least from how it looks to me.
I need to check this out. Okay, let's find Superman S symbol comparisons. Superman S symbol movies. Okay, let's see what we've got. So, well, I've just got the S symbol. Okay, there's Christopher Reeve. So let's see what it looked like on the original. So what, you think it's a little bit?
It seems lower. I mean, because I don't know, maybe it's just the outfit because it's a little different. But
oops, where is that? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of neck stuff going on here. He's got like some weird.
Yeah, the collar's a little strange on the outfit. That's for sure. The more you look at it, there are some odd features to it.
Yeah, like I don't know why things can't just be simple. Like again, like if I can zoom in on this again, I've got to be careful with this on Twitter. But if I can zoom in on it, why does every superhero costume now need to be some sort of cycling, aerodynamic? Like Superman, he doesn't need it to be breathable. You know what I mean? Let's see, can I open this image in a new tab and really super zoom in on this? Okay, so good. We're going to do this, guys. So look, here we see it. And if we zoom into this thing, why does everything need to be that breathable? It's like, why is there this texture on it? Like, it's too much.
Sadly, to me, it goes back to, like, once they're like, oh, this looks really cool, they just, again, they lack the creativity, and they're like, we'll just keep using it, it's still awesome.
Like,
I would say it would be great to find out who is the cleaners for all these superhero costumes. That's who we need to find out.
There you go.
Do an amazing job because they can't be wearing the same outfit every time. It's got to get dirty. Even Superman's going through it. So they have to have a cleanest.
Look, that is the cleanest. Christopher Reeves is the cleanest. If we just compare this, so like,
we need to talk to Edna Mode and find out, the cleaning aspect of it.
Well, but do you remember Superman 3 with Christopher Reeve? He was like dirty Superman. Superman 3 evil. Look, if you remember the evil Superman from Superman 3. You put in the evil Superman. Okay, so let's just. Oh, no, hang on. Superman 3. Mr. Number 3. Superman 3.
That's the Richard Pryor, right? That's the Richard Pryor one?
Yeah, the best one.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. This one was awesome. Right. Okay, let's open this in a new window as well. So look at this here. It's just dirty, grimy. I live in a construction site. Dirty Superman. You know, it's all muted colours. The thing is, when they made Superman Returns, Capital Thave may just be arriving. But when they made Superman Returns, they made like the normal Superman costume look like the evil Superman costume. And it was just a big mistake. Because, okay, let's come off of that. So look, we've got that, and he went to that. I think that is a dirty Superman costume. You'll need quite a detergent to get that out, is all I'm saying.
I I can understand why he's upset, though. It's like, I'm wearing the same damn outfit. It's got to itch. I mean, he's got to be super itchy, right? I mean, come on, wash it or have it. I don't know. That can maybe, that's what I'm saying. You need a cleaners that does it every day.
Okay, so look, this may be taking things a step too far, but say Superman was really excited and had some certain stains on his costume. No detergent can get rid of that.
Well, but again, you never know. It might not be a cleaner from America world. It might be an outsider.
Wait,
that
so you're saying that if Lois Lane has like Superman jizz stains on her dress, she basically just needs to get some kryptonite to like sear it off?
That's a good way to think about it. I think that actually would help.
Wow. Capelthave, can you hear us? No, he cannot. Cap will be here.
So speaking of which,
yes.
the trials and tribulations of Lois Lane and Superman and their sex life is, I don't know if, I can't remember if it was in the TV show of The Boys or not, but there are definitely a couple spots that they have in the comic book that allude to some very difficult situations that superheroes that are indestructible could run into, and they're not good.
Well, like, but we kind of got that in that season opener a year or two ago, where, like, the dude went inside the other guy's wang and then sneezed and grew big again and exploded him.
Yeah.
Like, the thing about that was a physical set. That wasn't a green screen. Someone had to make that. What kind of research goes into knowing what the inside of a ding-dong is like?
Probably go to a urologist and you can, they
how do you even broach that question? So it's like, oh, so you've made an appointment today. How can I help? What seems to be the trouble? Well, do you have any pictures from...
from inside?
From inside. Oh my gosh. So, look, Cap is still trying to get here. I'll see if I can find out. It says, StreamYard! Yeah, StreamYard is... That is the problem. It's a killer. Now, yeah, like... What else, guys? I've got a few things, but what have you guys seen this week or want to react to from this week?
I might have mentioned before about Knives Out. I might have mentioned this. I know I've mentioned it in some of my other things, but it's a show because basically our improv team, we're actually doing a movie type thing that's going to be online. So our goal is to do it in July, and it's a murder mystery. So partial improv, partial what's what, and we got into the story. So to me, it's a lot of fun. And so I've been watching a lot of old-time mysteries. Knives Out is not an old one, but I've watched Knives Out 1 and 2, which I actually enjoyed a lot. And I liked a lot of these old-school mysteries, and I'm still trying to see what's what. But, I mean, just to get different ideas. So to me, I love mysteries in general. My mom, God rest her soul, but she loved mysteries. She would be able to actually write this in a heartbeat. So to me, though, it's a lot of fun just to see where we take it. And
okay, what is your, if you like a lot of old mysteries, what is your favourite like murder mystery film or something like this?
Favorite's a big word because are quite a bit. But Clue was a silly one because they had 4 different endings. But I did love Clue, and again, the cast was brilliant, and I love the game, the board game. Back in the day, people actually played board games, not in today's world, but Clue, the board game, was a fascinating thing. So I did love Clue as a kid growing up. Seeing Clue I thought was spectacular, and I had to go to the movie and see one each week, so I had to make sure I cleaned up what's what to get to go see it. But I did love Clue, and even like 10 Little Indians, I think so spectacular. That's before my time, but rewatching it and all, and it's just like pretty spectacular ideas that they have. Even the remakes were a little bit different, but sort of the same. But I like the styles, and not always, but a lot of those type of old.
Did you ever see the Abbott and Costello movie Who Done It?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love Abbott and Costello. I've seen every Abbott and Costello. I love Abbott and Costello. Greatest duet of all time.
I agree. There. Andy, we finally agree on something. No, I'm joking. We agree on a lot of things. But I'm going to come back to Abbott and Costello in a second because I know it is the thing that all of our viewers think is like the hottest news at the moment. Dev, say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
How are you, Dev?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Yes, good. We are getting into the thick of it now. Dev, have you ever seen an Abbott and Costello film before?
No.
That is
Wait
because
time.
okay, they stopped making them in like 1955. So you know, right? Yeah. What, Andy? What is your favorite Abbott and Costello film?
I still love, when they met the Dracula, the Frankenstein. Vincent Price was at the end of the movie as the
spoilers.
And Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. That was a spectacular. And the greatest skit of all time, baseball skit, is Who's on First.
I literally know every word. Do you know it? Do you know it? 'Cause we could do it.
I know it every word from word. I still know a good portion of it.
Let's give it a go right here, right now. Do you know what? You're supposed to pay for performance rights for this, but I think we'll get away with it. Who do you want to be, Abbott or Costello?
You know what? It's your show, so we'll let you decide.
No. Right, okay. Well, so I've got you here on the team today. We're really excited to have you. You're our new signing, Costello.
Yes, to me, I'm just kind of curious because some of these people have weird names and stuff, and I just don't get it. I'm not sure why they don't make it a little easier.
Oh yeah, like on the St. Louis team, they have Dizzy Lewis and his French cousin Gouffet.
Yeah, well, Gouffet, Dizzy, they're a little bit of oddballs and all this stuff, and I just don't understand these positions because usually you'd have those great baseball players, Willie Martinez.
Don't worry. Look, I'll explain. I'll introduce you to all the guys, but just so you know who they are, we've got who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's great, and also that's what I want to know. Who's on first?
Yeah, that's right. We got who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping there's a who's on second. Also, I'm hoping.
No. Who's on first?
No. Okay, so who's on first? Well, I don't know. That's your...
Oh, no, he's on third base. We're not speaking about him.
Tomorrow, maybe you'll tell me the answer.
Oh, tomorrow? He's our outfield.
Outfield. Okay, we're out to the outfield. I didn't know we got into the infield. I just want to know who's on first.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, so who's on first?
Yes.
Okay, so who's on third?
No. Who's not on third? You can't go changing the players around. I said who's on first.
Okay. Yeah, you say who's on first. But I need to know who's on second and who's on third.
Ad scene. There we go. Right. Okay, good. Now, Andy, look, you clearly, very clearly used to know the routine. Now, okay, we're going to move on here. Right.
So, brief interruption before you move on.
Yeah.
You know what I just realised?
Yes.
That probably inspired the full candle sketch for the two Ronnies.
Yeah. Oh my God, guys! Look, okay. So Dev, you bring up such a good point. If you've never seen the Four Candle sketch from the English, so you said Abbott and Costello probably the best comedy duo of all time. Probably the best English duo of all time is the two Ronnies, and they did the most famous sketch. It was voted the best comedy sketch of all time. Is called Four Candles, and it's spelt and it's a play on word between having when you dig something up, instead of having a shovel, you could have a fork, and instead of buying a fork handle, it sounds like four candles. Yeah.
And what's the name of the people? Because I do want to look that up.
Two Ronnies.
Two runners?
Okay, hang on 1 second.
Ronnies.
Dev, do you know the routine?
Yes. Oh man, I can't remember it.
We were going to do everything. Gerald, I'll find a sketch for you to do it. But it's brilliant. Just to give you a tiny idea of it, but again, this will be a spoiler for when you actually see it. A guy goes into a hardware store, and he goes up, and he's a bit rough looking, and he goes, 4 candles, and then the other one goes behind, and he gets out 4 candles, and he goes, no, 4 candles. He goes, well, there you are, 4 candles. He goes, no, 4 candles. Handles for forks. Right? And he's like, oh, 4 candles. I thought you meant 4 candles. And then he gets out a 4 candle, and then it continues. I'll let you guys see the rest of it. It's honestly so brilliant. But I think even Abbott and Costello, they didn't actually originate the Who's on First routine. It was it was something that would be done at various vaudeville locations, comedy clubs. They just tweaked it, made their version, and then copyrighted that son of a bitch, right? So that no one else could ever use it. But yeah, no, there's so many good Abbott and Costello. There's like when you watch their different films, sometimes you're suddenly like, oh wait, I've seen this routine before, like the moving candle routine and stuff, which is in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, but it is also in one of their much earlier films, and I can't remember which one. But obviously back then there was no VHS or Laserdisc or anything like this, so they could just do the same routines in different movies and it wouldn't matter. But yeah, no. My favourite Abbott and Costello film outside of the monster ones is possibly The Time of Their Lives, where weirdly they'd had an argument and they weren't talking to each other, and so the whole film was made so that they barely shared a scene together. It's a really interesting film. Yeah. And the way they do it is that Luke Costello plays a ghost. So literally they cannot communicate with each other for the entire film. So, but anyway, it's really good. Really good stuff. Now, let's go on. So, has anyone else got anything that they've seen recently? Any movies, trailers, video games that they need to react to? What is on people's minds? Yeah, go for it, Dave.
I want to watch the... it came out today, so I need to watch it today. There's a soft sequel to The Gentleman, the Matthew McConaughey movie.
Oh, okay.
They released a soft sequel to it today called The Gentleman, which is like set in the same universe but with different characters.
Wow. Does anyone else know this film, or what's this one called?
Okay, so the original one was called The Gentleman, about an American coming to the UK to start a... I don't know if I can say the word. Pharmaceutical green product.
Wait, what?
Business.
The devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's. I'm having YouTube trouble, so let's dodge this.
An American comes to the UK to set up a business, and he pays lords and ladies for their properties in order to use the locations to grow, basically.
Okay.
And basically, it's his empire, basically, how an American businessman would work in the UK.
The Gentleman sequel. So, do you know what it's called?
Gentleman. It's A to an E.
Okay, The Gentleman.
Yeah.
So the original one was 2019, and what's the new one called?
It's same. It's Gentleman with an E.
Gentleman.
Yeah, The Gentleman. Okay, yeah.
Multiple.
Okay, so right, good. So it says, is this a TV series on Netflix then?
It's a movie on Netflix. It's like a sequel movie on Netflix.
Okay, because I've got The Gentleman 2024 TV series, Netflix.
Is it a TV series?
It looks like it.
Everybody said it was a movie.
It says, well, whatever this is, it's 2024. Let's see when it's debuting, because this may be it, or it may... Yeah, March 7th. Yeah. Dev, if you haven't seen it yet, you have got 8 episodes in front of you, not just one movie.
Cool, that'll keep me going till X-Men.
Yes. X-Men? When is X-Men?
20th.
Oh my god, I didn't even realise it was that close.
I didn't realize the 20th, but there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks good. I don't know the original movie. Theo James, who the hell is that? Okay, no. Right. Okay, yeah.
If you've seen any of the Guy Ritchie movies, it's like that.
Yeah, it looks like it.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been between that and X-Men is what I've been dealing with, basically.
Yeah. Okay, good. Is there any other stuff that you guys have seen that you want to react to? If not, then we can move on to a couple of other things that I've found here.
I was sort of just wondering, because I never saw what you were talking about before, about the XXX Superman and his coming on outfits and stuff you were talking about before. When we started, I never saw those, but...
You should. I guarantee they exist. I guarantee these exist. That's all I can definitely say for certain about that. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on. So the new Karate Kid movie, it's going to have Ming-Na Wen, who was in like The Mandalorian or something, or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Book of Boba Fett. So she is going to be in the new Karate Kid movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She has a very distinction of being in every Disney property. Like, everything has been bought by Disney. She's been in one of the universes.
Wow, yeah,
Marvel,
so, yeah.
Star Wars.
Yes.
Disney, because she's in Mulan.
Haha. Wow.
Because in the cartoon, she was Mulan. In the live-action remake, she's the distinguished guest as a cameo.
Well, that's cool.
So she's been in everything.
Guys, are you looking forward to the new Karate Kid movie?
Since you said she's in it, yes.
Yeah.
If you hadn't said that, I would have said no.
What? You're not serious?
No.
Oh.
See, I enjoy the Karate Kid. I'm willing to enjoy this because I'm a big fan of the original and Cobra Kai. And this will be the first time, basically, it's their multiverse because we're getting Jackie Chan's Miyagi and, Mr. Han.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he was Mr. Miyagi in it.
Yeah, and Ralph Macchio in the same movie.
Yeah.
So the two universes are merging.
So I just want to know what... No, go ahead, Gerald.
I was going to say, the only reason I have reservations about it is, what was it, Karate Kid 3 and the next Karate Kid?
Yeah.
You know, the first Karate Kid, yes, and I thought Cobra Kai was excellent, but if it, again, the track record is mixed at best.
Don't mess with Hilary Swank. She's awesome. No, you.
Well, look, when is the next? And I suppose they've announced final season of Cobra Kai.
One.
Yeah, when is it coming? It feels like they filmed it ages ago. So let's see if I can get some news on this.
They filmed it before Blue Beetle. I know that much.
Yep.
Yeah, well, and it's a good job as well, just because they'd be like in high school and like we're 29 years old, so they need to like the weirdest thing in Cobra Kai is I forget like LaRusso's son, how he was like this like annoying 10-year-old, and then suddenly from one season to the next he was just like Mr. Smooth, like hey girls, like this. It's like, how did he grow up when this is only meant to be like 6 months later? One. Yeah. But yeah, okay, so let's see when it's meant to be coming.
They said December 2023, but they delayed it.
December 2023? Shit, did we miss this?
and then it got delayed till like May 2024.
May, do you say?
Mid. Oh. They said mid.
Oh, mid 2024. Yeah, well look, they might be purposefully keeping it back. I would have said that they were keeping it back because of like the actors and writers strike, and it's like they need a hit in the can. But now that's all over, so things should start to re-emerge. But they're probably now keeping it back a little bit further, just to keep the pace between the new Karate Kid movie and this, so it's not going to be 2 years. Yeah, go for it.
This says that the sixth season has been filming since January 18th, 2024, and is scheduled to finish filming July 31st.
They hadn't filmed it then?
No.
Wow, they are going to look really old.
Yeah, and they're saying they're expecting it to be sometime in December, but they haven't said yet.
What I love, though, is that obviously they announced it's going to be the last season. But when Blue Beetle flopped, like, Miguel is just going to be like, hey, what about season 7, guys? Come on, we still got like we got 5 more in us.
It sounds like the writers were surprised that it was going to be the final season too. I guess that was sort of dumped on them by Netflix, and they're trying to shop it around to see. So who knows?
No, from what I understand is Cobra Kai as the series itself is going to be dead, but the Karate Kid universe is going to have multiple other shows coming off it.
They really like shouldn't ever stop it, really. Like it's honestly the best thing that television has seen in the last 10 years.
Yep.
Since Breaking Bad.
It already did get bounced around too because it was on some other, was it what, WB or something
it was
before?
It was originally like YouTube Red or something like this.
Oh, okay.
It was on YouTube. Yeah, it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then another thing that people not a lot of people noticed this, but they made the kid who plays Johnny's son Robbie.
Yeah.
Was in the remake for She's All That. The 90s movie.
You know, really weirdly, I didn't catch that one.
You didn't get that with your monthly movie pass?
Do you know what? My monthly movie pass, since they forced me to pay an extra month of it, I need to check that that's still not continuing to charge me as well. I haven't been to anything, so they just got an extra month out of me. I was trying to work out if I could see something this week, and I've just been far too busy, so who knows?
It happens.
So is the Karate Kid movies going to enter the Marvel and DC multiverses? Is that what's going to be happening? Are we going to be in?
I hope so, Andy. Yeah.
Shang-Chi and
Shang-Chi versus Johnny Lawrence. Okay, so I'm nervous though that they've announced that LaRusso and Jackie Chan are going to be there, but I haven't heard a thing about Johnny Lawrence. Because to be honest, Johnny Lawrence, well, there's a lot of good characters in it, but he's the character in Cobra Kai.
Yep.
Well, would you like to know something really interesting? In fact, this is my Geek Fact of the Week.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you know the reason for Cobra Kai?
I may have stumbled across it before, maybe even on this show, but go for it, Dev.
It was because of How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, Go on, tell the story just for anyone who doesn't know this story.
Basically, William Zabka was struggling, and then someone in production for How I Met Your Mother was a big fan of Karate Kid. So let's get William Zabka in and make him one of Bonnie's best favorite characters, and him a recurring character. And then eventually, his popularity grew from the cameos.
Yeah.
Let's give him his own show. Give it a shot on YouTube and see what happens. And then it blew up.
When I first saw the show, I was very happy and surprised at it, because, in the original movie, he just was sort of a shit. And I, despised the character, to say,
Yeah.
And I thought they did a really excellent writing, and he's extremely talented, and, he sort of basically disappeared from the movies, and then, 20-some years later or whatnot. So I think definitely he's the key part on that show, and I think he's done an incredible job.
Yeah, I didn't get into it. I think at least 3 seasons have been on, because I didn't have YouTube Red, and then Netflix got it, and I didn't see it, and I was hearing all the stuff. And when I watched the first episode of it, it was honestly one of the happiest half an hours of my life. I was just like, this is so amazing. Everything, the nostalgia is washing over me. And I was just I was hooked. I watched 3 seasons just in time for season 4, I think, or maybe 2 just in time for 3.
I think that's what I did too.
In 2 days, because they're short episodes, right? They're half-hour episodes. I was like, load up the next. Here we go. And it was awesome. It was awesome. And I need to go back and watch it again before it all comes on.
Has everybody here seen it? Just so I don't spoil something.
I just seen the first 2 seasons. Haven't.
Ah.
I wanted. Kind of lost out on it, but I need to catch up.
There's
you
one
can do
scene.
the spoiler alert. You're fine. You can spoiler alert it.
Okay, so in the original Karate Kid, there's a Cobra Kai member that says, "Put him in a body bag." They go back to that in a really horrible way, where they show him being put in a body bag while playing the scene. And that kind of messed me up, because I was like, all the callbacks up until that point were fun and engaging, and it's this one was just depressing. I don't know why they did it.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, Capafave is trying to come in. No way. Is this a Christmas miracle that Capafave will actually make it?
It's the little engine that could. I think I can. We believe in you, Cap.
Yeah. I thought I could.
Oh, I'm gonna wait until he comes in because it's like kind of DC related. But
Yeah.
I just saw another news like recently. Is he in now or
No.
is he still open to me?
No.
I can wait for him because like this is like major.
Okay.
WB thing again.
Okay. Well, it's even getting me excited to find out what's going on.
Well, we're waiting for Cap to pop up. One thing that I thought was a fact, but actually isn't a fact, but it's sort of a funny coincidence. There is a gentleman by the name of Ralph Macchio who was and may still be a president of Marvel Comics. It is not the same Ralph Macchio who was in Karate Kid, but for years I thought it was.
Oh, wow. And it's just someone else with the same name?
Yep.
You wouldn't expect that name to be a common name.
Yep.
To be fair.
To be fair, there's two actors, one called Tom Holland and one called Thomas Holland.
Wow. Well,
And
this
Thomas
happens. This genuinely happens. Like, you know, I don't think it's the biggest secret in the world that, like, this is like my stage name. It's not my birth name. Yeah, this is a grandparent's name. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's this whole story behind it. But, yeah.
Like,
it happens. And, like, when you try to be on equity or whatever, I guess the equivalent is in the States, like the Actors Union, you could only have one person of every name. Screen Actors Guild.
Like the Futurama writer, David Copen.
Yes.
Had to add the X to his name.
Yes.
Yep.
I think that's a good reason. Obviously, I always go Xstreamed, so, you know, I think adding an X to something usually helps.
It's David X. Pastansky.
Yes, exactly.
You jinxed it because Kappa Faith is stuck between dimensions right now.
Oh, shit!
No.
You just brought him through, Dev.
He's in freeze mode, but...
Cap, are you
His face
with
looks
us?
very frustrated.
Yes. Cap.
Okay. Yes, Cap. Hi.
Cap, are you there?
Can you speak?
It looks like he's AI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
look at me.
Cap is always...
Eva.
Wait, Cap, did you speak?
I think the AI is glitching.
Like, is this him, like, mid-temper tantrum, where he's just, like this?
I think he was
He's trying to
saying
break through.
yay because he was connected, but he's not.
He's trying to break through the
Cap, come into the light. Like, guys, link fingers, it's seance time. You know.
Yeah.
Cap, can you hear us?
Dimension where this is a good company.
Well, look, Cap will appear at some point, I'm sure. Now, Cap, you're
No,
there.
he's
Don't
like-
give up. Look, he looks like he's giving up.
I think
he's on like a 56K modem.
Yeah.
Dial up.
Well, we were just saying all of, like, apparently Kung Fu Panda's out, so Cap Fave will be able to give us the lowdown on that.
Number 4.
But yeah, since Kappa Faith is actually sort of here, I can reveal the secret now. The entire script for Activision,
Go on,
you know
Dev.
what? I'm going to do it anyway. You can catch up to it. The entire script for Acme vs. Coyote has leaked online.
Oh, wow. That is exciting. Do you know any of, like, the spoilers of what was supposed to happen?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nope, go ahead.
Yes, not the entire script is out, so like it's all there. And apparently, someone has a copy of the movie, and they're threatening to release it.
Oh, shit, we need to stop them. Right, but no, okay, that's cool. They should just release it. All of these things.
Will Forte, who's one of the actors in it, said he's seen it, and he says it's incredible, and he doesn't know why. But not only, because I guess, is it Sony? Whoever it is who has it is going to delete it.
I think it's
So
Warner
it
Brothers. Warner
cease to
Brothers.
exist.
Yeah.
One of ours.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
It's crazy how there's these things that happen. I mean, the famous first Count Dracula adaptation is what's called Nosferatu. And that was made without permission. So it was ordered to be destroyed. And obviously, as one survived, that's the only print of it that survived is what has led to the copies that exist today. Now imagine if that most famous thing, the coming up the stairs, the teeth, that is why Count Dracula gets killed by light. All of those things could have been lost. And it goes to show you why the idea of, like, destroying Like movies, video games, all these kind of things happen. Like video games in particular, well, with movies, TV shows as well, 100 episodes of Doctor Who are lost to time. And it's why all of these things kind of need protecting. And like video game preservation is a thing where it was said a couple of months ago that 87% of all video games that have ever been made are no longer available, which is insane.
That
Now,
can't be right.
it
That
is.
cannot be
It is.
statistically right.
Genuinely is. For the logic that you think if you had if something came out on the Super Nintendo, unless they make it so you can download it, you can't buy it anymore. You could only get a second-hand copy. But with movies, like everything can go onto Amazon Prime or Netflix, and or you can get a DVD, from Amazon or wherever. Most films and TV shows, unless it was some like a Sleeping Beauty, is back in the Disney vault for a few years. Like everything's continuously available in one form or another. Video games, most things become unavailable. And then when they got into the era of like Nintendo Wii and PlayStation 3, like within the last 3 or 4 years, they suddenly said, well, we're shutting down the servers, so none of the games that you used to be able to download on that are going to be downloadable anymore. And so, oh, look at that, Cap's still trying. Right, so like literally thousands and thousands of video games just overnight became unavailable anymore. But even older stuff, if it was on like the original Atari, like I've got this here, like how many of these are still being produced and sold?
It's the other thing that's tricky about it too, and I know why some of it is not, has been sort of like blocked or prevented and may never go on streaming because it's very difficult and it has a timing element to it. But like Songs of the South that Disney did, which is extremely racist, it will never ever see the light of day on streaming. And in a way, I understand it, but at the same time, it's that preserving that history and that stuff, and instead of just hiding it and basically doing away with it, putting it in perspective of what happened, why it was, and all that. It's crazy.
I know a little bit of a solution to the Songs of the South situation. The only reason people generally know about that is because of the famous song Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity Yay. Put that in a new movie. Repurpose it so that people still have that as something that exists. Give it a new purpose, or even, and Disney may not want to do this because it might be saying, oh, we've got something from the past that we're not proud of. Make a film that explores that side of it so that it exists and give it a new meaning. So you could put it into a cartoon and it's still all happy as a song, or use it in some sort of historical context where this is still this song from this. Make a new musical about the making of that film.
You know what? I'm going to say this, and this is actually a solution that Warner Brothers came up with. I can't believe they did it. They put a warning in the beginning of the thing saying, these are preserved for the sake of history, but this is not what we agree with right now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Loads of stuff do that. Like, it's weird when, like, I know there was, like, a big thing, recently, where there was, like, some warning or something. I'm just going to keep talking so Cap can't. Cap, can you hear us?
Yes.
Cap
No, we can't hear you. Come back out and then come back in.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you. Otherwise, he'll log off. We'll be gone. You know.
Also, Dave, I put the warning in the StreamYard chat with the picture.
Okay, I'll find that.
The Warner Bros. one.
Oh, yep.
What I was going to suggest is you can try to do some, explore some dark stuff. I mean, they did Prince of Egypt, which, again, quite very dark. And Disney did Hunchback of Notre Dame, again, very dark. If you can put a positive spin in the end and make it Disney magical, then yeah, you can. I mean, that's one of the movies you can do a remake of. I've not seen the original. I don't know what happens in it. But get the general idea, do a remake of that, do a better writing. Instead of making good movies that are already better writing, just terrible, just make the terrible film into a good film. Hey, what a great, thought-provoking idea.
Yeah, like, there's always, like, like this idea of remake things that are bad to turn them good again, or whatever. Now, guys, this brings up the whole idea of lost media. Sometimes I've gone down this rabbit hole of just like, I find it so fascinating when, again, movies, video games, other things, comics, books, all sorts of things that are lost to time. And one of the most interesting ones, you may already know this, is an episode of Sesame Street. Do you know about this? There is
the which one?
Yes, the Wicked Witch of the West episode of Sesame Street. And let me see if I can find this. So someone says, I found it. I don't know if it's a stream and I couldn't put it up anyway. But I'll show you some pictures of it. So in the 70s, they got the woman who played the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz to play the same character in an episode of Sesame Street. And it terrified children unbelievably that it has never been seen since. So isn't that crazy? Look at that. Oscar the Great. Look how aged she is. She's about 150 years old here.
Well, again, you're saying 70s.
How is she more scarier
39.
than Big Bird?
Yeah.
What? Cap, are you just actually asking how is she more scary than Big Bird? Why are you afraid of Big Bird?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
He's a
So-
big bird.
Have you not seen the meme?
No. What's the meme?
There's the meme of Big Bird is actually. There's the meme of Big Bird is actually. There was a number they say that Big Bird actually killed this many people.
Big
I'll
Bird.
get you the meme, then it
No,
makes sense. Or you can
no,
just
but
Google Big Bird victims meme.
Cap, that's not Big Bird, that's his cousin. And, like, that is his canon cousin.
Yes.
Let me get his name. Who looks like a serial killer.
I'm not enjoying what I've looked up for Big Bird kill count. It's just lots of dead birds and some of Sandra Bullock in the film Bird Box.
Well, I like this one I just saw. Roses are red, bow down to your master. The children are fast, but Big Bird is faster.
Oh my god. Well,
Yeah, that one, Gerald, that one.
this sounds like something that should be lost to time. You know, but I was going to ask, guys, before we've completely segued away from it. Do you guys, is there anything that's of particular interest to you in terms of lost media? So, like,
I'm the expert in this because
amazing.
in terms of video games, at least.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I got fascinated by lost media since the Sonic 2 beta. The Sonic 2 beta, the Sonic 2 game had multiple betas, popularized in like Nickelodeon and things, because in the early promotional footage, they were showing levels that didn't exist in the final game.
Wow.
Like, there was a desert area, there was a future area, and there was all these lost levels. And eventually, in 1999, those betas got found and got put on the internet. And you could play those beta level games. And eventually, some of those beta levels came onto the actual, repurposed in the remakes. So Sonic Mania, like one of the Desert Speedway level,
Yeah.
based on Lost Hill from Sonic 2.
That's very cool.
Like a scrapped level.
Didn't they release like a Lost Levels of Sonic, like a game?
There was a game called Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels.
Okay.
But what that was when they made Super Mario Brothers 2, the game that came out in Japan was like, this is a game for experts of Super Mario Brothers. And then Nintendo of America got it and was like, children aren't going to be able to beat this. This is ridiculously hard. So they got a different game. Here's a trivia fact that everyone knows called, what was it called?
Doki Doki Panic.
Doki Doki Panic. And they changed the graphics of the characters to be Super Mario, Princess Peach, Toad, and Luigi. And then in America, that was Super Mario Brothers 2. Which, in Japan, they were like, hey, America got a different Mario Brothers game. So they released it there called Super Mario USA.
Okay.
And then, eventually, we got the original Super Mario Brothers 2, but they called it Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. But yeah, but no, this I find this stuff super fascinating. Beyond Sonic the Hedgehog 2, there was a Sega Saturn game called Sonic Xtreme. Yes, let's bring it up here because I was prepared with this one. and the whole thing was going to be played through a fisheye lens, and it got cancelled. And like famously, the Sega Saturn failed. It didn't do well. It ended up going replaced with the Dreamcast, which was Sega's last console. But the Saturn never had its own exclusive, original Sonic the Hedgehog platformer.
They kind of did. They kind of hodgepodged the port of. They made a game called Sonic Jam.
Yeah, but it's not an original game. It's a port.
Yeah, it's like a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Sonic
Jam is really good.
He's been raising his hand for like the last 20 minutes. I want to see how long he's going to hold it for.
I thought it'd frozen again. Okay, sorry, Andy. You're right. Okay, Cap, what have you got for us?
It is a Disney fact. There is a cartoon of Mickey Mouse they released in the 2000s where Mickey was depicted as a very horrifying monster.
Yep.
And I'm not really sure it was aired, but when Disney saw it, they were like, no, we're not releasing this. And it somehow got leaked on something. I think you can still find it on pirate sites, but other than that, it's not officially available. But you can look up the image of like Mickey's monster form. That is still online.
Okay,
I thought they did do it in something, and it may have been
did release it
in a game or something that they did it as.
What, Epic Mickey?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so it's Runaway Brain.
Oh, yeah,
it says.
Yes, that's it. Brain, that's it. I think it's a short. Yeah.
So that looks awesome.
Yep. Yes, it does.
I'm not gonna lie, that looks like a Mickey Mouse cartoon I need to see.
But here's the thing, David, that you can still, on Mickey Mouse Works or a new edition where they did a zombie episode where you see Goofy as a zombie, and that image is much more frightening than this Mickey's image. So, I don't know. Why just for Mickey? It just has teeth. Just look up Goofy's zombie form, and it's terrifying.
Ghoul Friend. Okay, yeah, this looks awful. Guys, check that out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like it, though.
But this got released. This one is aired on the cartoon show that they play.
Well, so I was reading about this one because I remember when it came out, and it actually was released, it says, as attached to theatrical showings of a King Arthur Court and a Goofy movie. But yeah, it looks like it's never been like released on streaming or anything.
Yeah,
Did anyone here ever watch the 2022 December of Winnie the Pooh being the killer with his crew and, Robbins came back? I actually watched it. I enjoyed it. My friend was telling me you're an idiot, but because it reminded me of the old school 70s, 80s movies of being so stupid. But I enjoyed it. Again, wouldn't need to watch it again, but just that it was pretty funny because it reminds you so much of it. It looked like it was made in the 70s, 80s, yet it was just made in 2022 in December. But I got to kick out of it.
My problem with that movie is that, you didn't do any jokes. Just do jokes. That movie would have been so awesome if they just did jokes. But, in the entire movie, Pooh didn't talk, Piglet didn't talk. They were just, just the costumes. And I was like, come on, crack a joke, something. When Pooh gets trapped, you can go, zing, zing, zing.
I did want to see Tigger there. Didn't see Tigger. I was disappointed. I wanted to kill Tigger because he would have been
the sequel.
I was going to say the sequel's supposed to have Tigger in it.
Oh, they have a sequel? Oh, really?
Yep.
But here's the logic though. If the animals start eating themselves, Tigger is probably the one who killed most of them. All of them are dead, and Tigger would be the only one alive.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, speaking of, it just reminded me, there's another, deleted cartoon that isn't supposed to exist, but it got leaked online recently. It's called Dexter's Lab Root Removal, where Dexter from Dexter's Lab makes a machine that separates himself from, nice and rude. And it's, full of, swearing and, violence and horror and stuff. And it was never aired, but, it was uploaded by the creator during lockdown.
Oh my god. I just tried to... Oh my god, this is awful. I just tried to look up an article like lost media, and all of it is just like when this person murdered this some person on a news program. It's like, I don't want to see that. Like the first one, it says the Wicked Witch visits Sesame Street. The second one, on air killed himself. It's like, no. This is not why I'm looking. I'm looking for like lost Mickey Mouse cartoons. But like coming back to lost video games and stuff, to me, like the Holy Grail one, Dev, I don't know if you're into Resident Evil, but
Yes.
the original version of Resident Evil 2 was between 70 and 80% finished being made. And then they looked at it and said, this isn't as good as the first game, start from scratch. And they basically changed everything. If you know the games, the character Leon, Cap, I know you're a big fan of Leon S. Kennedy. He was originally in the original version of Resident Evil 2, which is now known as Resident Evil 1.5. And instead of having the character Claire Redfield, who is the sister of the main character from the first game, it was a different character called Elza Walker. And it looked pretty much exactly like Claire. But when they started from scratch, they were like, none of these characters have any connection to the original. So they made up the story of the sister looking for her missing brother. But also, because they had the idea that the game would be set in a police station, they modelled it on a United States Midwestern town police station. And they were like, it's just corridors. It's boring. So that's why in the actual game, they went with the idea that this police station was a converted museum. So that way it looks interesting and there's taxidermy and statues and stuff like this. But the original game, the thing about it is people have tried to put it back together. Because somewhere about 5 years ago, a copy of it came to light. And someone had said, I've got a copy. And they, I think, proved they had a copy. But then they kind of vanished. And so this copy never really came to light. But somewhere, I think there was a demo of the actual game that came out. And when someone like went through the data on it, they were like, oh my god, half of the original version is in the data here. So they've been able to cobble together a version of it. But why, with all of the interest in it, some of these companies don't release these things is a huge mystery.
Okay, so two things. I've got the file. I've got the actual file you're talking about.
Yeah, likewise.
The reason they haven't released this, and I've asked them about this, is that they don't have the rights to it because the original people that worked on the original version would have to sign off again and get paid again if they released it, basically.
Pay them then. It's not going to cost much. Like, you think of how much a PS1 game would have cost to produce compared to anything nowadays. That they should just do it. But see, this stuff does leak out. I've got a ton of video game examples.
Yeah. Like my main area of expertise, besides Sonic, were the Pokemon games. Every Pokemon had a well-known, like the first 3 generations, had very well-known betas for years called Space World demos.
Yeah.
Where the games are completely different, where the trainers had whips, there were over 100 extra Pokemon, the regions were much bigger, the locations were different, and the gameplay was different. One version even had 5 moves instead of 4.
Had 5 versions?
No, 5 moves for every character instead of 4.
Oh wow, that is a difference. Yeah. Now,
so
yeah, go ahead.
So like seeing the changes between the two is like remarkable. And it took like 20 years for the files to be found, basically.
Wow.
They finally surfaced.
One of the ones I found most fascinating, and guys, I realised that if you're not into video games, you may be slowly dying inside, so I'll be brief on this one. But if you ever had a Nintendo 64, there was the company that made GoldenEye and Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country and all this kind of stuff called Rare. Yeah, it was. Yeah. And they showed off and announced a game called Dinosaur Planet. And when they look, we're not doing the Nintendo 64 anymore, we're going to do a GameCube. They said, well, Dinosaur Planet is cancelled, but it's going to come back on the GameCube, but now it's going to be a Star Fox game. And basically, this came about because the guy who invented Mario, I'll bring it up and show you. He looked at the main character, and I'll show you here, and said, hey, he kind of looks like... No, Crystal was a separate character. But he was like, this character here, I forget the character's name now, kind of looks like Star Fox. Looks like Fox McCloud. So, they changed the character to Star Fox. And this... And here's the thing. So this is... They did a test on the Nintendo 64, changing the character to Star Fox, and no one ever saw this for 20 years. And that's what it looked like in the final game. But then about 2 or 3 years ago, it leaked onto the internet, so you could get the entire Nintendo 64 game, except instead of having the original character called Saber, they changed it to Star Fox. So it's just randomly Star Fox in this game that has nothing to do with Star Fox, because the only thing that they had changed to being Star Fox was the graphics of the character.
Huh. To be fair, that's not the only time they did that. Super Mario Sunshine wasn't a Mario game.
Super Mario Sunshine wasn't a Mario game.
No.
Was it a 3D Doki Doki Panic?
It was a 3D environmental awareness game where you had to clean up a beach.
Ugh,
And then they had
that sounds awful. Jesus.
Clean up beach?
If I'm not going to clean up the beach in real life, why would I do it virtually?
It's like Simpsons, where the yard work simulator. Like,
yeah.
They cut to like Bart and Lisa playing the
Do you know,
yard work game and not the actual thing.
Okay, one of my favourite things ever, and again, a shout out to our friend who we lost a year ago, Jimmy Mack, because he was very much like... I remember having this conversation with him about this. In one of the episodes of The Simpsons, it shows Milhouse at the arcade playing Waterworld, the video game. So Waterworld was the most expensive movie ever made at the time it came out. And then it was seen as a bit of a flop. Although I think that actually it wasn't as much as a flop as people now call it in later history. But in this, in the episode of The Simpsons, it shows Milhouse playing Kevin Costner's Waterworld, the video game. It was never called that. The movie isn't called Kevin Costner's Waterworld. And it says, please deposit 40 quarters. And he's like, 38, 39, 40. This better be good. And then Kevin Costner walks like 2 paces across the screen. And it goes, game over. Please deposit 40 quarters. 1, 2. And someone, I'm going to find it now. Someone turned that into an entire video game. And it looks like The Simpsons, and I did a live stream of it a couple of years ago, and like showed it to Jimmy Mack and all that.
There's a reference that nobody gets, right? The reason it's called Kevin Costner's Waterworld,
yeah, go for it,
is because in back in those days, everything was like athlete does activity. It was like Buster Douglas,
Joe Montana football.
Joe Montana football.
Oh, all right,
Mike
yeah. Okay, so here it is. They turned it into a full game.
Holy crap.
Which, yeah, just absolutely amazing that happened.
Although, because we've been talking about video games a lot, I'll pick up a non-video game example of this now. The original Daria. The DVD releases don't have the original music because they don't have the rights.
Oh.
Yeah, so all the music is replaced.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's similar to... Oh, good.
Yeah? No, go ahead.
It's similar to Married with Children. So, like, the song, the theme song to it is a Frank Sinatra song. And the first, like, 3 or 4 seasons on disc don't have it. They like, had to make, like, a knockoff-ish sort of sounds a little bit like it one, because they couldn't get the rights to the song. But
That's
now that
crazy.
it's on streaming, they have it. But if you have the DVD or Blu-ray, since they haven't re-released them, they still have the old one.
I mean, I suppose one of these things is that, like, the original Star Wars, if I'm correct in this, unless, someone correct me if I'm wrong, you can't actually watch it on Disney Plus, you can only watch how it's been enhanced.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, you have to watch the ones that were the reimaginings, or what do they call it, special editions that were done in the 90s. Yep.
Speaking of
So
Star
the
Wars,
only way to watch it is
with
the
young
Anakin
Anakin.
Betamax tapes. Yep.
Young Anakin, disgusting.
But Yoda and Obi-Wan, not Obi-Wan, I think, but Yoda and Obi-Wan are still old, except for Anakin is young.
Well, do you know what? Here's the thing. They should refilm it now. He's old. Film it now. Hayden Christensen, whatever his name is older. Film it so it's at least a little bit more believable.
But speaking of Star Wars, it became a meme recently that the Latin American version of Star Wars had adverts like edited into it. So some scenes in the movie were edited to include paid advertisements in the movie itself. Like there's one scene where Ben Kenobi opens like a cooler to get a drink.
Yeah.
And it cuts to an advert of a beer commercial.
Wow. Okay, so.
What if they had redid the line and not turned it down and be a coke?
Okay, so let's bring this up just to show the comparison. It's really low resolution, but I'll do my best. So, it was this, and then they just put that in, and it was wrong. Like, even if they'd put him in, they could have done something to make him look older.
Yeah.
But this kind of makes the thing worse, because, like, Yoda and Obi-Wan got screwed.
Well, yeah.
As Ghosts, they're old. And they're old forever.
I think they need to... Look, they need to get Ewan McGregor and just, like, swap him in as well. And Yoda, they need to get Grogu in this, just to make them all young or all old. Just, like, pick.
But the in-canon explanation I heard somewhere, is that a baby Yoda?
Yeah, it's a Grogu.
The in-canon explanation they explained is that Anakin technically died on when Obi-Wan fought him, and because of that, that's why his force.
That's ridiculous.
Young.
That's ridiculous.
Wait, hang on, has someone joined us? Oh, it's Nick. Shit, how long has Nick been here?
Oh,
shit,
goodness.
it's Nick. Nick, how long have you been there?
About an hour and I was running errands and I just got home.
Oh my god. Right, how are you, Nick?
Good, I was running errands and I just got home. Let's have this conversation. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, okay, good.
Wait, did you have cup of noodles for lunch?
I did, as a matter of fact.
What? Where did that come from, Gerald? How did you know that? Oh, he's got instant noodles. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not you, Nick.
I was like, what a random question.
And the correct one.
Absolutely.
It's a weird it's part of my weird t-shirt collection.
I was gonna say this is. What was the other weird one that you'd got recently? Like Blockbuster Video.
Doritos Cool Ranch one.
That's it. Yeah.
Doritos Cool Ranch.
I
Wow.
also have the Sriracha one.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I have a Don't Panic t-shirt, which I need to wear more often.
That should be your Geek
Is that
Battle shirt.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
It
Galaxy
should
one?
be a Geek Battle shirt. Yeah, look, guys, I think they're a Geek Battle shirt. Guys, audience, I'm not saying you guys have to buy them. Audience, buy a t-shirt. Like, I never remember to promote this stuff. You can get the official Geek Battle cup, which you can't see on the stream, because I chose green as the colour.
And your t-shirt.
Yeah.
Does it do that too in real life?
I wish it does. Wouldn't that be absolutely awesome? But, yeah.
Well, soon we'll be using the Apple Vision glass, so you
Oh my
technically
god.
can.
So, I can talk about that. My brother's company was acid beta tested. It is super
Was
heavy.
masturbation testing? What? What did you just say, Nick?
No, like,
Whatever this company is, I'm there. Let's do this.
the only thing I'm allowed to say because of NDAs is that the Apple thing is super heavy. That's my only big flaw in the system. If it wasn't like 7 pounds or whatever, it'd be fine.
I watched a teardown on it and it was very
The old
interesting.
phone used to be like this, and it was attached to a cord, and now you don't have it anymore. So give it a 5 weeks.
Fun fact. Can I do my geek fact of the week?
Yeah, go for it.
Really late.
Yeah.
An iPhone, a base model iPhone, has more computing power than the Apollo 13.
There's a meme of how much data was in that
Yeah, I'm literally having to replace a 3-year-old iPhone 11 Pro Max because it now seems archaic and won't load a single web page without there being a long delay.
Like, I have a
the quality of the ancient tech is still way better.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to lie. Like, literally, earlier before this, I've been on my Atari 2600. And it still damn well works. Well, I say that. This is Atari 2600 Plus, but it's the same idea. And it works fine. Right?
I still have a Pentium monitor that was the Windows XP kind of around 2004-05. It's dusted up, but if you plug it in, it still works.
Wait, you're saying a monitor from 2005 is your old technology cap? Oh, shit. I'm old. I'm old.
Hey, Dave, remember, Cap is like 7 years old.
Yeah, this is true.
You and I and Jared and Andy are all old farts.
I would say I would say this is much older, but I think this was replaced, in 2010. Land phone is still a thing for some reason.
We don't have landlines in my house anymore.
You don't have a landline?
Aha!
I do not.
Wow.
I still have.
Landline's still a thing?
Yeah. Wait,
you still have one, but not. I would say less than half the population in the U.S. has a landline.
Like, I also don't have cable TV.
What do you have?
I have streaming.
You've got a Neuralink thing.
I basically stream everything.
Wow.
The only thing I can't do is
because Elon Musk has tested it and is now FDA approved, I think, by the American standards. I don't know the global standards.
What does food have to do with it?
Sorry, why did I say FDA? But there's an interesting thing that they made in Cyberpunk. They made a case is that, like, in the Cyberpunk world, every person is augmented, and it becomes a weird dilemma that the people who are not augmented can't get jobs anymore. The reason is because, like, they can't keep up with the task that the company requires, and you literally have dialogue where an assistant is now looking for surgeons to get augmented because they're going to replace her with someone who's augmented.
One day we will literally do our conspiracy show because, like, you know, this is like there's all the stuff that this is literally going to happen and all that, but who knows?
I can see it happening.
I can see it happening, but I'll just be like, guys, I've still got my Atari 2600, so basically I don't need anything else. Like, my theory, and I've said this for a long time, is okay. So here's a question for you guys, and I may have asked it before, but we'll get serious because, you know, we're going to start to run out of time here. If you could only watch going forward, and not just watch, but maybe play, because 87% of all games are no longer available anyway. If you could only watch, play, whatever, things that exist from this day into the future as new things, or anything that has existed already, but you cannot have both. So you can either be able to watch all of the past Star Wars films, or you can only watch new ones that they make in the future. Anything that they make in the future, you'll be able to keep watching them, but you cannot watch anything that already exists from yesterday going backwards. Which would you choose? The past or the future?
Past.
Okay, go on, Nick. What's your clarification?
Can I go back to the Star Wars era and just say from anything from Star Wars before 1993? Does that cut out all the prequel and...
Well, look, Nick, I'm saying that you can watch anything that exists up to today. You know, you can just choose not to watch the prequels.
I want the prequels or the reboots or the remakes or the remastered or the remastered.
That's your choice.
That's your choice. You can choose to watch them exactly the same as you can in the real world today. You can either watch them or not. Or you can only or everything that comes out in the future. So if you look at how old you are, if you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s, whatever, anything that's going to come out for the next 50 years, you'll be able to watch, you'll be able to play, you'll be able to experience and enjoy all of the new stuff that comes out with all of the latest advancements, but you'll never be able to watch the classic stuff again. Or
I I would go for the classic stuff all day.
Wow, you have no faith in the future, Nick. Right.
Have you seen the present? God, I mean, look, no offense, Cap, but if Cap is the future of the world...
No offense.
Offense taken, Nick.
Well, like my theory is, I think, look, if you grew up in the 80s or 90s or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, I really like, oh hang on, shall I say it? I really like Sliders. Where's my Sliders thing? I really like Sliders. I'd have to wait a week to watch the next episode. And after season 5, they were like, nah, this is cancelled. And I'm like, what am I going to watch now? But as it is now, I could think, hey, I'm in a Sliders mood, all right? And I can watch Sliders for like 5 seasons, and that's going to take up, even if I binged it, it's going to take up like a good week. And then once I'm done with that, I can be like, what am I going to watch now? Let's watch some Lost. Let's watch 5 seasons of Cobra Kai. I don't need the ending. Because look, the choice I'd have is either I only get season 6, the final season of Cobra Kai, or I get the first 5, plus the trilogy of Karate Kid movies and the Jackie Chan one. So, look.
Hold on. Wait.
I'm waiting.
Controversial topic. There are 4 Karate Kid movies.
I already said that. I said the trilogy plus the Jackie Chan one.
No, with Miyagi, with Pat Morita.
Nobody said otherwise.
Wait, what's the 4th one?
Trilogy. No, there's 3 and then the next Karate Kid after.
Yeah, which also has
There's more.
Pat Morita in that same universe. It's terrible, but it does exist.
Really?
But it doesn't exist.
I need to check this out. Mr. Miyagi. Okay, the Karate Kid franchise.
Yeah, she was in the
Oh yeah, okay, hang on. The next Karate Kid. Oh wait, yeah. Like, I'll be honest, I completely forgot the Hilary Swank one wasn't the 3rd one, right? But yeah, so fair enough. So the 4, the quadrilogy, and then the other one. So yeah,
It's an interesting thing about human psychology is that, like, we kind of get stuck with the tropes that we grew up with.
Yeah.
And we're fine with, like, what, even if it goes to a little bit into the past, you're okay because that trope is still, you know, kind of in there as well. Yeah, I can see David hugging the guitar. And we never grew up there. So the weird thing is, like, I can't really make this case because sometimes the things that come after are shit. So you can't really say it's just my bias. Sometimes it is shit. Like Teen Titans Go is shit. Okay.
The movie, Teen Titans Go, the movie, Cap. It's all about the movie.
Fine, I'll give you the movie. Fine, I'll give you the movie, David. But if you look at what it did, it had the Justice League, it had the Teen Titans Go cartoon, and the Teen Titans Go killed that 2D universe completely.
I'm gonna like Top Gear right so much.
Do it.
You might hate Teen Titans Go, but it is the most successful show in Cartoon Network history.
It's because
Yes!
it's pointing to you
Yes!
children.
Yes, Dev!
It's making
Take that,
it
Cap!
pointing to
Take
you
that!
children.
It's the highest rated and the most profitable show they've ever made. Factually.
It's because they just pointed to you, the toddlers.
Yes.
What happened in this world?
Finally! Finally.
Alright, so I have a question for Tabitha.
Yeah.
If you had not seen the glory which is Teen Titans, and your first exposure was Teen Titans Go, would you have watched Teen Titans?
I cannot
Or would you have thought it was
stand how much
perfectly great?
we emphasize
Yes.
the partnerships. I cannot stand, and also I hate the animation style. Okay, it just makes
Oh, yeah,
me
well,
lazy.
so, like, I love Teen Titans, but I couldn't watch the second episode of Teen Titans Go because the animation style is not my
Okay,
style.
let me give you a revelation here, Cap. So when it comes to the Ninja Turtles, anything after the original series has terrible animation. The art style is all bad.
I agree.
All of
I
it.
agree.
Terrible.
I agree.
Every cartoon since 1993 onwards has looked terrible, and it's all Johnny Bravo and Dexter's Laboratory's fault. Hey, we don't need to do animation that looks like anything. We'll just make some weird blobs, or we'll make it look Japanese manga style. So that, look, why... Look, you go back to, like, the 1960s Spider-Man cartoons, and everyone looked like a real person. Look at He-Man, where they were hench, but they looked real. And then suddenly it's just like, everything just needs to be anime, because anime's more successful than what we're doing. But still, come up with your own style.
But, David, you compare the 80s animation with the 2003 2D one.
So, when you're telling me, hold on, I'm going to cut you off your cap. If you compare the 80s animation, which was all hand-drawn, because there wasn't any of this computer digital bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate to be piling on. I hate to be piling you. But I hate to be piling on you. But in this one, I would say that you are degrees of wrong.
I'm going to reveal something that's going to shock Dave and everyone here. Do you know why everything looks like anime?
Tell me.
Because from the 80s onwards, America outsourced animation to Japan and Korea.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, but they did that with The Simpsons, and The Simpsons still look like The Simpsons. Look, they have to follow... Look, you have the character sheet, and then you make things look good. And so that's why we had this, and it looked amazing. And then whatever they did afterwards, like this ridiculous... Just, what is this? What is this one down here? It's like each successive one looked worse than the last.
David, that's the poster. That's not how the cartoon looks.
Unless it looks like this, I'm not interested. And even this is a little bit fruity looking for me.
That is silly as hell.
This looks amazing.
Hold on. Let me point something out, Cap. And again, I hate to be piling onto you, but the Ninja Turtles that eat fucking pizza and drive a car called a party wagon. Their phones are called shell phones. It's a pun onto itself. What the hell are you expecting it to be? It doesn't look realistic.
Yeah.
They're fucking giant turtles.
Now, guys, look, I just realised we've lost Gerald, and looking at the time, I'm meant to start the Extreme Improv show in a minute. So we are going to have to wrap things here. But just to go around everyone, like, you've got to make a decision now, or you lose everything. Past or future. Andy, would you have everything from the past or everything that's going to come in the future? Which would you take?
Past.
Oh, okay, Dev. Past or future? Future, wow. Cat, past or future?
My past is still modernized. I take the past. I get The Witcher 3 and Red Dead Redemption 2.
So would all of us! Right, okay. Nick, past or future?
I'll stick to my Beatles, my Rolling Stones.
Okay, fair enough. Also the future, yeah. Right, okay, and guys, look, and obviously I would take the future. Come on, guys. Look, we're going to have VR headsets. We don't need the past. They're going to remake everything every way. Right, okay, so with that, let's... No, I'm definitely sticking to the past. Right, let's...
The problem is, David, like, I cannot argue that case because, like, I'm on the 8th rerun of Friends now. So...
Yeah,
I'm still watching it, so
yeah.
it's hard not to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there is enough stuff from the past for me to be able to just enjoy that for the rest of my time. Now, okay, let's find out where... I am, like, Amish in a technological sense when it comes to entertainment. Like, I just want stuff. It gets to a certain point, and I'm just going to stake there and not go back. Right, okay, let's find out where we can find people on social media, starting with Andy.
Well... You sort of can see some of my background, but on Facebook, you can go to Facebook, Improv at its best, improv shows, classes around the world, YouTube. You can go to Andy 9843 on YouTube. We do improv shows and, extravaganzas every month, so we're going to be doing March 29th. Will be our 44th month in a row doing it, which is a lot of fun, and usually Extreme Improv is performing. They won't David Riley won't be around this month, but we're going to still get some of the Extreme Improv people to perform. He said that we're allowed to, which is great. And we're going to have very soon in the future, I'm going to interview David Riley Kazansky for a half hour. We're going to do that. So I've been doing that with different people, so I'm always looking for more people to interview as we've been doing that. But thank you, David Riley. And buy David Riley's book. I don't know what his shirts look like, but buy his shirts also. He's a smart man.
They look like this, but they have logos on it. And look, I've got some like annoying thing, which I think is toothpaste from earlier. But anyway, Dev, say goodbye to the people, not hello. Where can the people find you?
They can find me on TikTok and Twitch under the name FWTAC.
Okay, Cap. Oh no, sorry, Dev. We still.
No.
Okay, Cap.
You can find me on Slotis, and you'll never know my geek fact that inspired this image.
Oh no! Oh no! I didn't realise that we never got it from you. Nick.
I can be found at a bar in Virginia most days of the week. I'm not going to tell you which one, because they're all awesome. But I can be found on Twitter and stuff.
Okay, and my name is David Riley Pasansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at David Pasansky, spelled Pustansky. But go and check out the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channel. So just search Geek Battle Gaming. I've just uploaded a bunch of videos this week, and tomorrow I'm going to have one about a weird version of Street Fighter 2. It's going to blow your mind. Now, it's probably not. But anyway, with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extreme, live long and prosper,